At sabi nung report sa akin, si Brad Resti raw, walang pakialam sa kapatid, kundi puro lang daw pera. Broadcast center po yan sa Brazil at sa buong Latin America. Ayan, malapit nang matapos. Kaya nga, malaki ng pera ngayon ang kailangan dyan dahil lalagyan na yan ng mga salamin, lalagyan na yan ng mga pinto na soundproof, lalagyan na yan ng mga kung ano-anong finishing touches. Ayan. Pero hindi ako nang hihingi sa inyo dyan. Ako lang nangungutang ako pag kulang. Kung merong mga kusang tulong ng kapatid, salamat sa Diyos. Mas gusto ko pang mangutang kaysa sa mamilit ng kapatid. Kung meron daw manggagawa, sabi, kayo naman magbibigay kayo 50 dirhams. Kumikita naman kayo ng libo-libo. Pag 50, napakaliit naman nun. Sabi nung manggagawa, nilagyan ng presyo. Wala naman akong utos na ganon. Ay natisod yung mag-asawa, naaawa ako dun sa natisod. Hindi naman pala si kapatid na Resti ang may kagagawa nun At sabi nung report sa akin, si Brad Resti raw, walang pakialam sa kapatid, kundi puro lang daw pera. Nung aking saliksikin, yung mga meeting ni Brad Resti, hindi naman pala totoong ganun, walang pakialam si Brad Resti. Magpakita nga tayo ng kaunti para maniwala. Nakatape pala yung mga meeting kapatid. O paano, i-ignore ko ba ito? Nakatape ito, nangyari ito, na nagsasalita si Brad Resti. O pakinggan nyo mga kapatid, hindi naman pala puro pera ang sinasabi. Inaasikaso niya yung kalagayan ng kapatid. Pakinggan mo, Sis Lusa.
Kaya ako nga, hindi naman ako pumunta ng lokal kahit gusto kong pumunta dahil gusto kong makita yung mga kapatid. Tiniis ko muna hindi pumunta dahil ayoko naman hindi ko alam kung, although galing kami ng South America sa lugar ng kapatid ni Eli, huminto kami ng Dubai. Nag-stay ako ng medyo ilang sandali din sa Dubai kasi siyempre papasok ka immigration sa airport. Para ako makapag-ingat, ayoko muna pumunta sa mga kapatid. Sana po,
ang ibig niya sabihin dyan, kaya ayaw niyang pumunta kasi napunta siya ng Dubai, baka may dala-dala siya nung MERS. Kaya hindi niya tinitiis niya muna niyang oras na hindi siya pumunta sa kapatid. Pero inaalala niya yung mga kapatid. O, pag maglagay pa tayo ng isa, mahaba yan kasi.
Di si Brad Andy, natanong ko sila kung ano na ang balita sa Dubai. Hindi po ako naniniwala na wala pang apektadong tao o hindi nakakapasok ang coronavirus sa Dubai. Gaya ng mensahe sa akin ni Jess. Siyempre, hindi naman sasabihin ng mga authorities kila Brad Jess yung tunay na status. Parang Saudi Arabia. Hindi nila sinasabi po sa mga tao, wala silang binabalita. Pero sa ngayon po, ay nagbabalita na sila. Gusto ko na pagsalitain si Donna. Ito po gagawin natin hindi para mag-create ng takot o scare sa mga kapatid. Kaya ako po ito gagawin para po makapag-ingat tayong lahat. Makagawa tayo ng hakbang. Pag-iingat sa ating mga sarili. Oo po. Tama po yun. Iingatan po tayo ng Diyos, pero huwag natin kakalimutan yung sinasabi ng tagapangasyong pangkalahatan na mag-iingat pa rin po tayo. Kasi si kapatid na Eli po at si kapatid na Daniel ay nag-research as early as 2010. Meron na pong namatay sa coronavirus. As early as 2013, 2011, 12, 13, meron na po. Hindi lang ibinabalita po. Bawat tao po, kasi nag-evolve na yung virus sa research po na gawa ng kapatid Merit ng kapatid ng Daniel. Sinasabi ko ito para makapag-ingat po tayo na. Sis Donna, kung nakahanda ka na, sabihin mo yung totoong sitwasyon dyan. At yung ilan na sa ngayon ang apektado ng coronavirus doon sa mismong ospital ninyo, no? Bago ko makalimutan ito, Sis Donna, pasensya ka na, nakikinig din yung asawa mo. Ipinapayo ko sa inyo na wag muna kayong umuwi ng lokal. Baka po pwede, kumuha muna kayo ng pansamantalang tirang hotel, ang division na magbabayad. I hate to say this. Alam ko na mahirap ito para sa inyo. Pero para makapag-ingat na rin tayong pare-parehas bilang pag-ibig natin sa mga kapatid, ipinapayo ko sa inyo mag-asawa na sa inyong dalawa, mag-ingat kayo kasi ang asawa mo, mekaniko, ikaw sa ospital. Kung po pwede, ay tumira muna kayo sa isang hotel. Ang division po magbabayad, pansamantala. Division na magbabayad ng room na inyong kukuhain. O kung merong kwarto na mauupahan, yung walang kapatid, sana kung po pwede, no? Gawin ninyo agad-agad, ano? Sa Donna. Pasensya ka na, iya. Pero ayokong hindi kumibo. Gusto ko na gawin ito para sa kapatid din. Para sa iyo at para sa mga kapatid. Sige, Sis Donna, magsalita ka na. Mag-report ka sa mga kapatid. Makikinig sila. Go ahead, please.
Opo. Po dito sa Saudi Arabia sa ngayon, sa hospital lang po namin, ang positive na sa almost 20.
Ano ang pangalan ng hospital ninyo? Saan lugar yan?
Sa military hospital po kami. Hindi lang po nung nakarang araw po, ang emergency room, ayun lang po yung dineclared na close dahil andun po yung unang positive na sa sham. Then next day po, halos buong vicinity po is infected na po siya dahil halos lahat ng ward meron. Dahil po dun sa...
Isa yan, ano, sa mga meeting ng ginagawa ng kapatid na Resty. Parang yung sinulat ng kapatid na nagre-report, parang wala lang pakialam si Brad Resty sa mga kapatid, ano? Puro na lang pera. Hindi naman pala ganun, hindi pa totoo pala eh. Naka-record naman pala yung mga meeting eh. Magpatugtog pa tayo ng iba. Kain ito eh, mahigit na 20 meeting ito eh.
Hindi binibenta yung vitamins yan, no? Yung mga nasa medical, kung meron kayong gastos, sila ng vitamins, ampules, yung mga gamit, yung mga syringe, yung mga, lahat ng binibili nyo para ma-replenish, bigay nyo po sa amin ng gas at kuhanin po natin sa LKD, mga kapatid. Total pondo naman yun, lingap kapatid. Huwag ninyong hingin sa kapatid yung bayad, ano? Baka kasi ang mangindating parang ibinebenta natin. Meron pong manggagawa, tinanggal sa pagiging manggagawa kasi nagbebenta ng vitamin C. Sinasabi na nga ng kapatid, huwag ibebenta. Huwag po. No? Kasi baka po magka-problema tayo. So sinasabi ko na huwag po tayo magbebenta. Yung hydrogen water, Brad Jonathan, Brad Romel, diyan sa Qatar, Brad Greek, sa Saudi, Brad Bong, Brad Mel. Pagbutihin ninyo, lagay nyo ng quality control yung repacking ng hydrogen water at yung workplace ninyo, tubig yan, consumable yan, ipinapasok sa katawan. Baka mamaya, maruming yung lugar ninyo para mga salaula yung mga nakatira. Hindi pwede yun. Maruming yung lugar.
Isa sa meeting yan, ano? Ano pa, kung tingnan ko lahat yung meeting, merong mga meeting, nagpapaalala siya ng pagtulong. Pero hindi naman yung magmi-meeting, puro pera, kagaya ng report. Hindi naman tama, kapatid yon yung kapatid na nag-report. Hindi naman tama na parang ibinabagsak natin ng isang tao. Ako naman, di ako kakampi, pero merong ebidensya eh. Ngayon, meron na namang isang report uli. Ito yung report. Sis Luz, pakibasa mo ito.
Sige po, pakitingin ko po. Ayan, 2nd September 2014. Dear Brother Eliseo Soriano, listening to our topic today, 2nd September 2014, pertaining to the forced donation that was executed by the irresponsible workers, I was so delighted in hoping that these culprits was finally caught. However, the evidence was not enough, and most of the brethren were not being truthful or biased to a side or totally innocent or even a hypocrite. Brother Eli, the reasons I am also not writing my real name here was because I don't want to be humiliated by the board of panel in front of the brethren during the Thanksgiving for just expressing myself, or suspended, or worse, excommunicate, cause it happened before to a brethren. And please don't get me wrong, I am truly a Christian, and I believed in the doctrines that was written in the Bible, no more and no less. For my personal experience, I have a sister who is working as a nurse in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. You know what happened when my mother is asking her for money? She said that she don't have money, enough money to send to my mother, because her money was already donated to the church. We asked her why, because I told her we should give what our heart desire, and in our locals, here our workers luckily was not like that. However, she said that the workers in the Middle East was different, as they keep on calling her by phone to remind her of her donation. And if she said she
Teka
don't...
muna. At that juncture, I want to have some clarifications because this is a grave thing. Imagine a nurse earning in Saudi Arabia has no money to send her mother that is in need, because according to her, and this is the sister of the one writing this letter now. According to the sister, all her money was given and donated to the church because the workers in Saudi Arabia are they are calling her, keeping on calling her for her donation. That is something I will not tolerate if that is true. So this needs an investigation. Who are the nurses in Saudi Arabia? Is there in any record of the church in Saudi Arabia any nurse who gave everything, all her money? I want that. I want that to be investigated. It appears that she was forced to give all her money to the church, which is against our doctrine. Because the doctrine that I am teaching you is every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. Our intention in commanding you to give is the very intention of the Apostle Paul. It is not because of your money, but to make you to put you in a position where God will love you as a cheerful giver. So there must be no force whatsoever. That is my belief, and I am teaching that to the whole church. To find an irresponsible worker saying or doing things against what I teach, it is not the fault of the church. Why do you have to be offended, or why do you have to leave the church because of a sinning or an erring worker? Our doctrines, you hear it from me. I'm the one indoctrinating everybody. They are tape recorded. And what you hear from me is what I am getting from the Bible. If by chance there are workers who do not conform with the teaching, let us punish the worker. And let us not hate the church nor Brother Eli, because that is not my act. It is injustice to leave the church and to be offended and say things against the church as a whole when the culprit is only a person or two. It is injustice. So let us continue this letter. I want everybody to be concerned about this report that there are forced contributions in the Middle East. I want this clear, brothers and sisters. I promise you I will not tolerate anybody, because it is my constant reminder to Brother Resty and all the MICs see to it that people are helping by their own free will. If we ask their support, make them feel that we are just very tight up. The brethren must understand that we are asking help, not forcing them, because we cannot ask help from the Catholics. We cannot ask help from the Protestants. They are our enemies of faith. Who will help are the members of the church, the faithful members of the church. But never force them, because I prefer to loan or I prefer to borrow money from institutions than to force any member of the church to donate. But if there are erring workers or leaders in a particular place in the church, do not ever blame the church, because it is not the idea of the church to force members to donate. Now, this report is now collaborating with the first report we received. I want this to be investigated. We have a list of nurses that are working in Saudi Arabia. Give me the exact amount of contribution so that we can determine if this is true. We have a record of weekly contributions. They are all recorded properly. Now, if by chance, for example, that particular day when the nurse received her salary and gave all everything, it will be reflected in the record. Why? The contribution will be a little bit high, imagine. That's why I was able to gauge the kind of person of Karas. Brethren are telling me that he is helping brethren by millions. He gave 3 million to Willie Santiago. He gave 1 million to another member that is now his follower, because they all receive money from them. And one worker told me that when Brother Danny was asking a help, that Karas may help me, he refused. So I do not want to believe at once Brother Danny. So I investigated. If really this Karas is helping the way of the gospel, let me see the contribution in the locale where he is attending. The list of contributions shows that he do not contribute substantial to the church. But he substantially is spending money for brethren. And the reason behind is that he want to make them his slaves, his followers. That's why they are giving them favor up to millions. Because he wants to blind their hearts and minds to be on his side. And it appeared that it is really the intention of Karas not to help the church, because contributions in that locale reflect that there is no substantial amount coming from him. If he is donating to the church millions, as he is doing to personal persons, whom he wanted to be his slave, it will be reflected on the contributions, but it is not. There is none like that. So we can trace this. If this report coming from a brethren who is anonymous is also true. This is a brethren from Malaysia. Malaysia. It is weird that someone in Malaysia will be reporting things that are happening in the Middle East. Although he did not give his name, we traced the address in the email, and the email appears to be coming from Malaysia. Now, we are going to investigate not Malaysia. We are going to investigate the claim in the letter that in the Middle East, his sister nurse was forced to give all her money. The records of the contributions in Saudi Arabia will prove that. Naintindihan mo ba ako, Sis Luz?
Opo, Brad Eli, yung record ng abuluyan natin, may listahan naman po iyan sa Saudi. Kung totoo yung sinasabi niya na yung kanyang kapatid ay ibinigay daw lahat yung pera kasi walang maibigay doon sa nanay kasi ibinigay lahat yung pera niya. Dapat malaki ang abuluyan doon sa petsa na yon dahil ibinigay pala niya lahat yung sweldo niya po doon eh. So dapat malaki talaga yung makitang record ng abuluyan doon para mapatunayan na talagang meron siyang kapatid na nurse na nagbigay ng malaking abuloy na lahat ng sweldo niya ibinigay doon. Pero kung wala po, sinungalingan po yun. Yun po ang isang magpapatunay dahil may listahan naman po yan. Well-recorded naman po ang abuluyan. At meron
Napakita ko lang yung possibility ng investigation so that I can judge correctly. Let us continue the letter, Sis Luz.
Sabi nung kapatid, ganyan ang ganyan. CR ikaw nandun ka sa dulo. Inovertaken mo pa yung kapatid. Tingin ngayon yung kapatid na nandun doon sa nila. Ako naman. Oh. Hoy! Hindi mo ba nakita? Bawal dyan! Hoy! Tumabi kayo! Dadaan si kuya! Tabi! 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 Di ba? Ang tawag nila nung bata ka pa, and they call it. Alam na alam nyo, di ba? Yung mga kaedad namin, alam nila yon. Di ba? Ang tawag pa nila doon, puppy love. Di ba? Oh, I guess they'll never know how our young hearts really feel. And why I love her so. And they call it puppy love. O, ano yun? Di ba bata pa lang? Ano pa lang? Gusto niya nang nakikita yung kanyang crush. Oy, tama. Hindi ba? Pag ikaw umiibig, ano ang mas gusto mo pagka iniibig mo? Yung nakikita mo lang sa Viber? Kailan tayo magkikita? Di ba nakikita na tayo? Siyempre, iba yung magkita tayo ng mukhaan, di ba? Yun lang nadidinig over the phone, yun lang nakikita lang sa video call, o yung nakikita niya in person yung kanyang iniibig kapatid na Rodel. I love you, pag-ibig. Hindi, pag-ibig na lang ako dito, pag-ibig.